Oh, hello. Hi, welcome to live stream. Welcome to the online broadcast that I do every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. If you want to ask questions during this live stream, you have to, first of all, friend me on Skype. And my Skype address is rebekahmaroon. And then you're able to ask questions during this stream. You can send questions through email or through Facebook, but it's better to ask them through Skype on Thursdays or maybe the day before, but it's best to ask them quite close to, if not on Thursday, so I remember to address them during the stream. So yeah, just Skype me any questions, or even call in during the broadcast if you wish. And that's through Skype again. So I tend to do about an hour, usually. More or less. It can be less, it can be more, depending on how tired I am, depending on the questions that I get, if any at all. So it depends. Yeah. That is it. I'm a little bit tired today. We've been in the forest all morning, so it's really cold and the fresh air, and so I'm a little bit tired, but we'll see how it goes. 1 2 1 2. Just checking the random mic check. You never know these things. So yeah. So we'll just. So today's title is All of Life is What You Want, I think. All of life is what you want. So I'll just sit for a little bit and then I'll speak about that. Oh, that's good. Honey and ginger. Spiced ginger. Very nice. Oh, my computer's on. Thank you for the like. Whoever's giving me the like, thank you for that. Apparently YouTube likes to have lots of likes and subscribers to promote certain videos, so thank you for that like. Okay, so so it's such a beautiful message, this is. So what is looked for, by, let's say, that seeking energy, what is being looked for by the identified human is everything. But that seeking energy believes and imagines it's looking for something, looking for a particular thing. And there are all these suggestions of what it is that is being looked for. So having a stable income, a career, having achieved success in your profession, or having a big house, or lots of money, or the best car, the newest phone, or having getting married, having children, lots of holidays. What else is there? They're usually the main things. Being the top of your field or whatever. So we believe a particular thing, a particular experience is what is longed for. And once we have that something, that thing, whatever it is, then there will be an arriving, a sense of completion, a sense of, phew, I've made it, I've got it, I've got there. I'm now fulfilled and complete. I can rest and now enjoy life. So there's this momentum of that. It's an intense seeking, trying to find this thing, this happiness, this promised land. And it can move around. Sometimes it's the lover wanted, sometimes it's the career, or whatever it is. But there's always this is not enough, this momentum to be seeking for something, looking for something, longing for something, this home. This place of rest, of completion. So the error or the misplaced understanding of this energy is that it's in a thing, in acquiring a thing, an object. When what is really looked for is everything. Not a particular thing, but everything. Which can sound bizarre, because you can imagine everything being every object, everything you can imagine, and having everything. But that's not what I mean by everything. What I mean by everything is what is happening. All there is what is happening. That is everything. What is happening. And that is what is longed for. What is happening. For this to be enough. For this current appearance to be enough. That's what is longed for. And that can sound crazy, possibly, because the ideas of something else is so captivating and so believable that this isn't enough and something else you've been promised or you even imagine it is better. Something else imagined is better than the noises, the objects that are currently appearing. Even ideas of enlightenment and there being no one there and this being wholeness, the idea of that seems better than what's actually happening. The sensations that are happening, the perceptions that are happening, idea of grandiose ideas. Seem more appealing. There's been so much investment and focus on something else other than what's happening. So much investment in the future. So much investment in time. What has happened and what's going to happen. And so that's where the majority of the focus and attention is. Investment in getting there. And so what this message is pointing to or pointing out is that what you long for is not in the imagined future. It's pointing to something that already is free, already is whole, already is complete. It's pointing to something outside of that timeline. Something which is available, you could say available to every human, everything. Not available as in you can have it, or the animal can have it, or the tree can have it, but available as in it's everything. It's everything already. It is the animal, it is the tree, it is the human. Do you hear that? Beep, beep. It's everything. Don't know whether you could hear that. Honk, honk. And so, because of its simplicity, because of its availability, it's like it's undervalued or overlooked. Or not heard. Because it undermines that seeking. It undermines that person looking for something. So it's kind of bizarre to even talk about this subject because there's nothing to really talk about. And yet this happens. It's not really a subject with lots of meat to it. It's a very simple subject, if you could even call it a subject. But the reason why these talks and things happen is because there's this identification that happens in humans. This energetical story of someone, of an incomplete someone. That's picked up so many other ideas and beliefs of being someone separate and incomplete. And so these talks and things seem to point out the falsehood of that, the inaccuracy of that, and it seems to undo those ideas, or it seems to make them very thin, and it's like it shines a light through them. And you can't work out that. You can't work out that part, why that happened, or How could it happen? There's no one there. How could it even happen? You can't work that out with the intellect. There's no one there, and yet there seems to be a collapsing of someone. How can that even be? There's no one there. You can't get your head around that. It's beyond comprehension. It's beyond comprehension, beyond human comprehension. But it doesn't matter, because the experience is enough. What I mean is, even if it doesn't make sense fully to the intellect, like a puzzle that the mind can't work out, it doesn't matter, because the experience of it is experienced. The experience of the suffering that the human has had or has, and then the change of that, the easing of that suffering, the resonance that is felt when listening to this. If this didn't make sense and there was no resonance, there would be a turning off, there'd be a non-interest in this subject. But there's a resonance that's beyond the intellect, beyond the understanding or not understanding. There's an attraction and a drawing to, because the experience says yes, yes, yes. You could say the heart says yes, yes, yes. The mind might say, not sure, fear, all these things, but there's like an opening or an attraction. If there wasn't, there wouldn't be a listening. So to go back to the title, all of life is what is wanted, or something. All of life is what you want. Meaning this is what you want. Life happening. At some point we think we just want pleasure, we just want the highs. But then at some point there's a seeing that You can't have continuous highs, continuous pleasure. If you did, then it would cease to be pleasure. It's only pleasure in contrast to not pleasure. If it was just always high, you wouldn't know any different. And so trying to maintain highs and pleasure, you begin to see is futile. Pleasure has to end. All experiences end. We like when pain ends, but pleasure has to end also. We like pleasure appearing, but pain has to appear also. And we suffer in trying to control that, trying to maintain the pleasure and trying to push away the pain. The pain itself isn't suffering. Pain is a part of this. So if pain itself isn't suffering, the suffering must be in trying to control and resist. And so I say again, what is wanted is all of life, all of this, just the way it's appearing. And this is the beauty. This is the freedom. This is the longing. The death of the one trying to get somewhere, trying to get to pleasure. The death of the one resisting what is appearing, what is happening. Just this. Just this. In all its flavors, all its appearances. Just this. Nothing grand, not flying or manifesting all these different things. Just this. Just life happening. This, I would say, is freedom. But you can't show it off to anyone. You can't say, look what I've got. I've got what's happening. It's just what's happening. It doesn't give anyone anything. You've believed in getting something, you would be happy. But this is true happiness. This is true freedom. It's very surprising. Okay, so we'll see if any questions. Prachi messaged. Let me try and find it. Oh, I've lost it. Oh yeah, the voice in the head. Is the voice in the head real? Is the voice in the head, is it real? Okay. Is the voice in the head real? First of all, we need to know what real means. Real, what is real? So by the word real, I'm not sure, but I interpret the word real as in, is it a permanent thing? Is it reality? Is it consistent? Real? Is it, it's permanent? That's how I interpret real. So is the voice in the head permanent? Well, you have to look at that and see if it is permanent. Does it appear and disappear? Or is it always there? Is it always talking? A thought always playing? I think your answer has to be no. No, of course not. Thoughts come, they disappear. We don't even know where they come. We say it's in the brain or in the head, but the voice speaks, like this happening now. The voice speaks. It's coming out. Same with thoughts, which are unspoken. Where do they come from? They just appear. Thoughts appear. It's quite miraculous. They just appear. Thoughts. A voice. So it's real in that it's appearing. We can say it's real in its appearance. They seem to appear. They have a quality, so they seem to be real, as in they're appearing. They're an object. But they also disappear. So a thought might pop up saying, hello, I am here, or something, or I'm sitting on a chair in a living room. Then it's spoken and it's gone. Now, is that thought, is that voice real? It's gone. It's gone. But what seems to happen in humans, that thought, like it's taken as a reality that refers to someone here, like it's owned and believed. That voice is referring to someone. It's a someone who is sitting here, saying, I'm sitting here. And that belief or that ownership isn't being done by someone. It's just what seems to happen in humans. But in reality, that thought has gone. What freedom? That thought doesn't need to be true. Even that feeling, normally there's a thought and a feeling. So that thought, I'm sitting here on the chair, there's usually a feeling, in the contraction in the body. You think, I'm sitting here. But even that feeling is an appearance, and it disappears. So is it true? Is it reality? Is anything reality? Is any object, any appearance permanent? Meaning it's true and real. Can any object which is appearing and disappearing, thoughts, emotions, physical objects, can any object be permanent? Even in sleep, this body is no longer experienced. So that voice in the head is saying all kinds of things, all kinds of ideas and beliefs are in that voice. It says so much about who I am and who the other is, who the world, what the world is. It says so much about everything. Is any of that true? It's a very important question, a very revealing question. That this is all ideas and thoughts and beliefs, and that's a very deep question. And even here, there are still beliefs that come up. It's so deep, so many beliefs and ideas that come up to be questioned. Is this true? This belief that is being presenting itself in thought and in emotion. Emotion and in feeling. Is it true what the voice is saying? Is any of this true? I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. Thank you, Prachi, for your question. Hopefully you will watch this. And this isn't actually about that voice not being there, or beliefs not appearing or not being there. It's not about that, actually. It's about seeing them for what they are, beliefs and ideas, and that they aren't true, and how the body's been believing these ideas, believing these beliefs as if they're true, and responding accordingly, experiencing life accordingly to these ideas of separation, these ideas that appear as if they're true. Oh, hi, Prachi. You found me. Oops. That's just come through. That's weird. That was at 12 o'clock this afternoon. It's just come through to my phone. Very weird. Hi, Brian. If what's happening in the world seems so wrong and unacceptable, what then? If what's happening in the world seems so wrong, and unacceptable, what then? What's happening in the world? Wrong and unacceptable. Sorry, I find it really, you know, when I get questions through, I find it really difficult to like know what the words mean. It's quite bizarre. I have to like, repeat it like quite a few times to know what those words mean. Okay, if what's happening in the world seems so wrong and unacceptable. Okay. Closing my eyes tends to help me to focus on what the words. If what's happening in the world seems so wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it seems fucked up when you watch the news or watch these things. It's yeah, it seems really fucked up. I didn't really watch the news. I haven't got a TV. I just use the internet. But yeah, I know certain things happen, and it's really depressing and messed up, and can cause so much emotional reactions to what you're seeing. Of course, that's known. Media brings up so much stuff. Yeah. So the tendency, and at least initially, is to try and to resolve that. So to try to, what tends to happen is, it happened to me very much so, becoming an activist, becoming, you know, all these different things I became to try and change the world, trying to improve the world. Yeah, that's a natural thing, I think, to see unfairness and suffering, and to want to change that, and point out the wrongs and what's not right. But it comes to a certain point, at least what happened to me, it got to a certain point where you just saw this isn't working, and it's like, sorry to laugh, but it's like you get to a certain point where you just think, this is not real. This is like a joke, or this is not going to change. And so at a certain point, you choose, you pick to keep on feeling this shit and this just disempowerment, or this anger, or this constant battle with what you see as the world through the media anyway, to to either continue with that or to just find peace, like to try and like live a peaceful experience rather than this constant fighting energy. So you could actually question whether this news is actually accurate and true. If there are other things happening that aren't like that or aren't being portrayed like that, like there are joyful things happening in the world that aren't being portrayed through the mainstream media. So questioning whether the validity of what you're being given or untold daily, repetitively, and removing yourself from that way of living. They're your options, really. Continuing to buy into that and have that affect your life, your system, or choosing a different way. I mean, I'm all for fighting. I'm actually all for fighting wrongs, perceived wrongs. I'm all for fighting for fairness and for a better planet and for more equality and all these good things to benefit all of life, all of humans, all of animals, the planet. But I just don't think fighting it like that is the answer. Like you go in circles and circles. I think becoming free, being free of that is much better. It's better for your system and it's better for those who you come in contact with as well. And you can do more good by that human being free. You can do more good by being free than you can fighting with fisticuffs. Sorry, but but I can't really tell you what to do, what's best for that body or human. But I would say being free is the utmost important thing. Being free, which can sound selfish, like you're putting yourself above everything else. But to again question what the everything else is, to question what the world is, your ideas of other, your ideas of the world. Seeing that ideas of world are ideas. Seeing that this is the world. This is the world, what is happening. There is no out there. This is freedom. Where is the world? Where is other? Where are you? Thank you, Brian. So we're approaching the hour slot now. That's no more questions. Well, on Brian's. Hang on, Brian's writing. Let's just see what he says. Oh, thanks. You're welcome, Brian. But it's all here. It's all happening here. All your answers are here, which is wonderful. If you can hear that, everything you need, let's say, is here. Everything you long for is here. Everything you're afraid of is here. It's all here. It's not in the mind's projections of world, of other, of future. It's here. Your feelings, all your everything, your anger, your pain, it's all here. All here. Your heaven and your hells are here. What a gift. You don't need to go out, it's here. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is the screen that everything appears on. You think you're something moving on the screen. It's not true, it's an appearance appearing. You aren't someone in time. You aren't this storyteller that's appearing here. This is home. The last place you think to look. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, thanks for joining. Back next week, Thursday at 8:30, if all goes to plan. If I don't die in the week. Never know, things happen. Hi, Thierry. Don't know what to say. Cry, laugh. Thank you, times 1,000. Oh, such a pleasure. So I'll see you next Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Have a great week. Bye.